Hello, hello, it's Naveen with Naveen's Cuisine, and today I'm making some meatballs, but it's kind of a funky twist on traditional meatballs. I have 2 pounds of beef, and I'm going to add some black pepper, Himalayan sea salt, and we're going to mix it all together. Get all the spices. You can add other seasoning if you want, but because I'm having some fillings in there, I'm not gonna overdo it, and then I'm gonna cook it in homemade tomato sauce, which is already seasoned and herbed and everything else. So I'm gonna keep it just simple, little salt, a little pepper. So I found this contraption on Facebook. It's made by a Russian inventor, kitchen guy, and basically what's happening is I'm gonna form a little bowl and put it right here. You can go on Facebook and also Instagram, also post that little contraption, or you can do the little stuffed balls yourself, but I just found it nice and easy. So you're basically filling it a little below the top, and then one side goes down and makes a nice little indentation. You're just gonna adjust as you go. You're gonna adjust the size. See, it's got a little indentation in there. So I have 3 types of fillings I'm gonna use today. One of them is mac and cheese. I already cooked that, so it's nice and cool. I'm just gonna put a little bit of that in the middle. Could you imagine how cute that is? You can have that for dinner, for lunch, for appetizer. Make a few of these and surprise your guests with all the cute little centers. You can get creative and find 101 ways of doing it. So I'm going to put the macaroni and cheese in the middle. And then we're going to put some topping. You need to top that, right? So basically that little contraption just helps with shaping meatball and creating that little hole in the middle. But like I said, you can also do it yourself. You can just make it by hand, like such. Put your little mac and cheese or whatever filling you want. See? And then roll it over. Add a little bit more to the meat. Stuff it. Ball it by hand, and it's ready to go. Fun, these little gadgets that I find on Instagram every time I go on, or Facebook, especially during the quarantine and during coronavirus and people staying home, and a lot of these businesses in China were taking advantage of the situation and creating so many little contraptions and kitchen things and posting it on Facebook, which was a great tool. I have to say about 80% came out okay. There were some fraudulent deals, some things that were promised but not really delivered the way it was presented. But anyway, So basically the other part of it is to go back in there and just press it down so it has a nice formed ball. Pretty cool, huh? It's not perfect, but it helps with the forming. And like I said, again, if you want to do it by hand, that's also good. So you're gonna need a little tweaking. After that, I'm gonna bake it in the oven. If you want, you can brown it on a skillet or on the stovetop. But I'm gonna bake mine because I really don't want the messes. Then I'm gonna have it cook in that nice homemade tomato sauce that I have simmering right now. So this here was mac and cheese. Let's try something else. So once again, we're gonna put a little bit in here. You can even throw it on the barbecue in the summertime, again, like little appetizers, and impress your guests. You can have it with sauce or without sauce. If you cook it, stick a little toothpick in it. Be a nice little hors d'oeuvre. So again, we're going to bring this down to create that little hole for the center. This time I'm putting some bacon. It's already cooked. I'm cutting in small pieces. And I'm gonna add some cheddar cheese, shredded cheddar in there. Yummy, how good is that gonna taste? A little bit of cheddar. This one is mixed cheddar with Monterey Jack. Once again, we're going to create a topping. Press it down. Today is kind of a cool day outside. It's like 65. And it's a bit windy, sunny but windy, and it's nice to just stay home and cook a few things. The trick is to kind of reach the ends so they can seal. Listening to some funky music and making funky meatballs, and this goes on top to seal the deal, and boom. You can make some ahead of time, freeze them for the nights that you don't feel like cooking, or hey, we're coming over for dinner. You say, hey, I'm just gonna grab my frozen meatballs and have it out there for family and friends. This guy's a little stubborn, so we're gonna seal the sides again, ball it, and I'm putting him in a sheet pan. So I'm gonna put it in the oven an hour before dinner. Oops. Then the third filling, let's see, what ideas would you have? So far I have 2, and the third one is coming up. And the third one, I'm gonna use some of these wonderful mozzarella, the small little balls, they call them mozzarella pearls. So we're gonna, it's almost like a caprese. These guys here. Fresh mozzarella cheese pearls by Galbani. One in every hole. So we put the mozzarellas in. And then I have little roast red peppers. They came in a jar. I'm just gonna put it on top. Actually, I think it'd be nice if we put the top and bottom. How about that? Yeah. You can roast it yourself, stovetop, barbecue, grill them in the oven, or you can buy a jar if you're pressed for time. So I'm gonna put one on each. Boy, is that gonna be tasty. And you can do like a caprese flavor with maybe a leaf of basil with a tomato inside with those pearly mozzarella balls. So you got 3 kinds. Very unique. You can put veggies in there, spinach, some sauteed spinach with onion, put olive tapenade, some pork. The sky is the limit. So you got the idea. Once they cook and you just cut them in half, they will look so unique and so nice. The trick is you have to seal the edges so the stuffing doesn't pour out. If you want, you can also roll it in some panko, give it a nice crust, breadcrumbs, or just the way they are. So we have 12, we have a dozen. So that should be good to start with. Ready to go in a 350-degree oven until it's all nice and cooked. I would say about 45 minutes. Or thermometer goes in and reads 155. See you in a bitty.